people are asking, what will happen to the future of coaching? I'm not saying this. AI says future of coaching is bright because basic coaching AI can do, but transformational coaching, really touching human heart, mind, will, and really understanding things, that's not possible because at the end it's a linear system and we are not working linearly.
Yeah, and also the connection between client and coach is impossible to be created between AI and client.
When we say we open a space, that includes so many different things which AI cannot ever reach.
Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to another Conversations by Courageous Coaches. We are happy today to welcome Zerrin Baser. She is a trainer and mentor coach in Erickson Coaching International, ICF Master Certified Coach, and she has huge experience in coaching and people development. So welcome, Zerrin. We are happy to speak with you about coaching and future of coaching.
Especially. Thank you very much, Diana. It's my pleasure to be with you and to have this conversation and the opportunity to speak to the audience. Yeah.
Thank you. And let's start from the beginning. How did your coaching journey begin?
My coaching journey, that's a quite long story, actually. So I had been doing so many different things. I started my journey as a medical doctor, and then, but with something very important in mind. I really wanted to learn about human being, human development, human growth. So I was thinking that is the place to start with. But then journey took me over the years to a place where, okay, I need to explore more and learn more about human growth and development and how our mind is working, how we make meaning, what happens when we believe this or believe that. So it took me to different areas you can imagine, psychology, different examining and exploring different religions, different belief systems, this and that. And at the end, I came across with NLP. And in those days, it was the beginning of 2000s, 1999, 2000. I was also thinking about how we can change things in ourselves in a faster way. Is there a way? I was looking for that. And through NLP, I learned a lot of things about myself, my system, and also how practically to start changing myself. So it had a huge impact. And then I studied in States with Richard Bandler. And then when I came back to Turkey, I decided to start to work in that area. So that is a huge shift towards coaching, the beginning. And then in NLP books, I read Marilyn Atkinson's name with her contribution to NLP work, because she also had a lot of experience and developed so many things around that. And one day, I don't think that there is a coincidence in life. Life brought me together with Marilyn. I started to Erickson Coaching when I was exploring. But before that, I received the coaching myself. And it was really something I felt terrible in my life. And I said, if this is coaching, why people pay money to this and get this? This is something wrong with this. But it created a curiosity to explore. Then I met with Marilyn, and then I started Erickson Coaching. Then I understood that wasn't coaching at all. That was something else. So,
but they name it coaching, maybe.
Yes. That's how I started my journey. And then it continued up to here.
And I'm curious, what is the difference between NLP and solution-focused coaching?
Well, NLP is basically assisting us to understand how our system and our way of organizing our system is working. It's a series of methodologies basically developed through examining and exploring the human mind system and how the system is working, and how we kind of create a lot of, like, maybe in a metaphoric way, little programs that run ourselves, but we're not aware. So NLP brings awareness about our system and structure, how we can change things and make things different. However, and NLP has a part that is towards the past, because it's not going past, but also understanding things, how we have been developing ourselves. However, it also has a lot of solution focused approach, because it is also for solutions, to create solutions for ourselves. But coaching is, of course, from today to future and totally solution focused oriented. But they support each other. I mean, when we know our system better and we have coaching, then it is a different world.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And I want to ask you, you have experience in business and human development also. What is the difference between one successful manager and a truly conscious leader?
So you're asking, a person can be successful in management, but a leader who is very conscious, how they differentiate?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the question. It's a good question, actually. First of all, in business life, there are so many things that people are developing in terms of skills. And these skills are widening their perception on how to do a good business, how to make money, how to go along with the plans, how to make the company successful. And a good manager can apply these with his or her team, and they can get results. But that doesn't make that person a really visionary, great leader who also supports human growth and development in the company. This is different. So a leader who has a vision for future, not only the self, but for not only also the company. The visionary leaders are visioning not only limitedly their companies, but they're also visioning the impact of the planet to the world. So they have a bigger vision. And then also with the human understanding, development understanding, they also look for not only developing their people in terms of business skills, but they support their people development personally in so many different ways. And then they're totally different things, and the results are different, of course.
Okay, and I know that you created a leadership program. What inspired you to do this, and what makes it different than the others?
Well, first of all, of course, I have been in business life for a long time. I can call myself an innovative person. I established a couple of companies in my lifetime, and what I noticed over the years is it is very critical for the leaders to know and understand themselves better, and so that they can be of use for their people and for their company. Because from my perspective, any company does what the leader does. If leader is behaving this way and wants the company to go this way, that never happens. So they have to be in alignment with the company with consciousness, or whatever they do, the result is whatever they're doing, not what they're aiming or they're wanting people to do. That doesn't happen. That's what I observed over the years, and this is the main reason.
Okay. During the training with you, I was inspired from spiral dynamic framework. How do you use this model in your work with organizations and leaders?
Well, maybe a few words about spiral dynamics. Spiral dynamics is a human growth and development map developed by Claire W. Graves in the beginnings of 70s with a huge research of that took more than 10 years and more than 1,300 people over the course of 10 years. He observed and collected information. And his starting point was there are so many maps to understand human, but not a map to understand how we develop our values because humans are value beings. So spiral dynamics is a value map of humanity, I would call it. So it starts with the existence and then trust and continues. So I mean, he mapped out what is reality, not he created a theory and put things on paper. So it's totally based on human observation, what's truly happening. In other words, all humanity are on that spiral moving, and it's not linear. It is spiral means when we move to another level of consciousness or understanding or meaning making that can all relate it with each other, the earlier stage is included and transcended. So we also include that and we grow. So it's called growing into our new potential. When I met with that map in my lifetime with Erickson Coaching, it took my attention very much. And I really fell in love with it. And then I went into it deeply. I'm still. So, how does it impact into coaching? When a coach, first of all, understand the self, am I on my human development journey? From my perspective, every coach has to be working on the self in order to develop this strong coach position, and there is no end to it. Second, we have to be at least half a step further than our clients. This is the word of Christopher Cook, who is the spiral dynamic person on the planet. And so it is a map for us to develop ourselves, first of all. What is our journey and how we're going towards it? Second, to understand where our clients, himself or herself, and the situation or the topic the person is bringing to you. So, seeing from a broader and more holistic perspective, in order to ask the questions in such a way so that we open that developmental and transformational space for our clients. Because coaching, mainly for the ones who really receive it, is about transformation. We change ourselves, we grow into new potentials, and then we become not only freer from so many things, but also to stand strong on our feet in a more aware way. That maybe could be an answer. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good answer. But now, when we are speaking about leaders and values, what is the quality that the future leaders need to have?
Well, first of all, future leaders has to have an understanding of the self. I mean, from my perspective, if you ask me, I would say every leader has to have some experience of coaching, not only receiving coaching, but also learning how to use some basic coaching skills in the leadership. One is deep listening. A good leader has to listen deeply, learn how to do that. This is a skill that can be developed, of course. Second, instead of new generations and the future of the world doesn't need people who give orders and control. Because we're moving to a phase where people are aware if their self accountability is increasing. So if I know what I'm going to do and when I'm going to deliver it, I don't need any control if the instructions or the picture is clear for me enough. So the leaders need to ask questions rather than, order things or control or hierarchically tell. So instead of telling, asking is more important. And another important thing is now we're moving in an AI era. And many companies are sending people out because they are replacing them with AI. Now, of course, there are some skills that the AI is easily and cheaply can do. However, as humans, we need to know our potential in a deeper way. So, as a leader leading a company in this new era, that person also has to understood, okay, where else and how I can use these wonderful people in my company, still create value and create money at the end, while moving into partially to AI. So these perspectives, having a more holistic and inclusive perspective is also very important. And what are some possible areas that AI cannot do? For instance, people are asking what will happen to the future of coaching. I'm not saying this. AI says future of coaching is bright because basic coaching AI can do, but transformational coaching, really touching human heart, mind, will, and really understanding things, that's not possible because at the end it's a linear system and we are not working linearly.
Yeah, and also the connection between client and coach is impossible to be created between AI and client.
When we say we open a space, that includes so many different things which AI cannot ever reach.
Okay. And having so many years in organizational coaching, what do you notice? What are the changes that happen when the coaching skills are used from leaders?
Well, I can see the huge difference in basically the leaders who receive coaching. And the leaders not only receive coaching but also learn coaching skills. The leaders who receive coaching, first of all, let me say this, companies who understand the value of coaching now providing, this is what I'm experiencing quite frequently, they provide their top leaders coaching and there is no limit like 6 sessions, 8 sessions. So that's a kind of a continuous thing. Why? First of all, the leaders have a lot of things in their mind and there are things that they can never share with anyone, and they want to think loudly in the presence of someone with some questions. So, the very first thing about coaching is being ethical and having this very deep confidentiality. So when we go out of the room, we forget about it and never talk anywhere or never indicate anything of it. So they need someone to just think loudly because this is very a key thing. So it is kind of the sharing the loneliness and becoming the creativity partner in a way, not to create with, but to support, open that area. So this is one thing. And second, when a leader starts to receive coaching, even though we don't teach the leader how to coach, but they start to hear type of questions we're asking. And of course, they're very intelligent people. They capture it. And because what I hear stories like, I also asked my team, my leadership team, this type of questions, and they worked. And some of them then get interested and they want to receive coaching tools. So the ones who receive coaching, their approach to their people is changing and it's quite visible over time. The ones who not only get coaching but also learn coaching, join into coaching programs. Our programs, we provide programs that people can learn things for themselves, but also we teach how to coach people in a professional way. So there are a lot of benefits for people. They learn a lot of skills which they can use in their business life. For instance, in our programs, there are so many leaders coming and they say our aim is not to become a professional coach, but to learn it. They learn it and they start to apply it in their companies. And then they start to think about it and they say, okay, it is time to move to a coaching culture. So coaching culture means people are become more listening to each other, and then when we truly listen people, half of the problems are solved anyways.
Yeah.
And we understand and we see people, and they also learn how to stand and look from a more neutral coach position. So a lot of emotional or relationship conflicts start to disappear. So it creates great value for the companies. So when they start to move into coaching culture, they send their people to coaching trainings, or they create in-house trainings. And then they also, of course, notice that when people are having more clear minds, the performance increases. What happens when performance increases? It goes into the financial part. Of course, it increases
business.
It makes the business not only grow, but it also supports business to be more effective. And people are more creative. We are creative beings, and when we are really functioning well, we can do things in like this, where we move into emotions, we move into past. That person said this to me, that happened, blah blah blah. We lose our time and we lose our energy. And then, is this a productive day for me? No, never. But if I have a meeting as such, then the meeting doesn't give any outcome. And when I go home, even maybe at home, I will be a person the family members are not happy with because I'm not having good feelings from job. So coaching perspectives changes a lot of things. I can just share a simple example. Once we were doing a coaching cultural change in a company. There was a participant from a lower level manager, and she said, I want to share something from our last workshop till now. Not only things in my business life changed, she said, how I behave my son has changed. And he was having a lot of difficulties in planning and doing some good plans for his studies for school. Now he created a plan, he put it on the refrigerator. Every day he checks it, he writes on it, and he's happily doing things. And this is because of my coaching skills, which weren't very big skills. It was not teaching them how to become a coach, but to understand how the brain is working and how coaching helps people when you really listen and ask questions, and how things can change. So this is a very simple example.
Yeah, I also have such examples, and we every time speak with the people in the companies that everything that we do during our workshops in the organizations are applicable in our life with our family, friends, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're human beings.
Yes.
It doesn't matter we were the business person hat or a parent hat or a partner hat, we still use the same system, right?
Yeah, and transformation is visible everywhere.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and what is the question that you want to be asked, but I didn't ask it so far?
Oh, okay, that is a difficult one. A coach asks difficult questions like this, right? Well, maybe, sometimes I ask myself, how can I even support this creating or assisting people or opening up space for more awareness of who we are really, truly, and how we can live on this planet in a better way, in alignment with all other beings and nature and the planet Earth itself. So now I have to answer my question, right? Of course, I don't have a definite answer for that, but what I'm noticing is, first of all, as I say, the basic skill of listening is very important, but we also learn to listen ourselves, and we also need to learn to focus and work on ourselves. For me, there is always a word which is called +1. I receive coaching every month professionally. And people ask me, you're such and such experienced coach and blah, blah. And I say, yeah, but my mind is working like everyone else. There are some questions I cannot ask to myself. And there are some questions they put a mirror over me. And when I look at the mirror, I see things I want to change, right? We are not perfect. So the question is for us, how can I grow into my +1 version as a human being? Number 2, whatever we do, we need to be thinking about the impact on others, on the planet, on the place we live. So, and being aware that we are only one species on this planet. We can be the most intelligent one, but I also question in 21st century, observing everything we have been, our relationship with nature, we did a lot of things that are not pro nature. So is this intelligence, or do we need to grow into some intelligence, some awareness that's even inclusive, not only for ourself or our pocket, to fill our pocket and get more and more of something, or to be more inclusive and more thoughtful for the future generations as well? Because generations are not our future. We are their future.
Yeah, we create
their something future for them.
Yes.
Then they just leave what we have created. So these are the things that I think we need to consider as an answer to my question. But as I say, I'm still working on it.
Okay, thank you. And if you could leave to everyone watching this interview one message or one question, what it can be?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe the question I can ask, the question comes to my mind, which is, what is the meaning of life for me? Everyone can ask to themselves. And how am I aligned in my life and my way of living with this purpose? And this is a question we can repeat over time because our answers change based on our human growth and development.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Zerrin, for sharing with us your wisdom, your experience, and your opinion. Yeah. I hope that after this conversation, many people will lead with more awareness, courage, and purpose. Thank you again.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much. And thank you for this opportunity. It's a pleasure for me.